Hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It is August 5th. Well, yes, Friday, August 5th. It is approximately 1:30 p.m. on a beautiful, sunny, well, partly cloudy afternoon in the Bronx, New York. Hey everyone, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live broadcast. It's Freestyle Friday, hot topics, pick your poison, talk about any and everything as long as we keep it respectful. Of course, we will because we the best. Shout out to the replay gang. You have the best seat in the house. Sit back and enjoy. Hey, Original Lou, if you're still in here, and Danya, welcome to the broadcast show. I've been out for a little bit because I like to stay out the way. You know, I don't want to be caught up in a crossfire, even though I won't. It's just like I like to stay far and near. But welcome everyone to a late mid afternoon broadcast show. Hi Miranda, how are you? Lou, if you in here, stick around. I will appreciate it. Danya, Miranda, hello, welcome. I hope everyone is having a good Friday. I just came back in. I just finished polishing my nails. I polished it like a fuchsia pink because I bought this fuchsia pink. I don't know. It didn't get polished like I wanted it to. Hey Tara, how are you? Thank you. Come on in, ladies and gentlemen. My nail polish smudge. But, I just wanted to come. I didn't come yesterday or the day before or Monday. And I know I said I was going to come Monday and Friday, but today I had to come and show that I appreciate my supporters and that I'm here and that I haven't gone anywhere. And you are greatly appreciated. I was just the summertime is kind of like a setback for me. Hey Danya, hey Sharon, hey Nicole, how are you ladies? Thank you. Happy Friday, Danya. Thank you ladies for coming by and stopping by and chatting with me on this Friday afternoon. Friday is the weekend. I'll relax, sit back. Zach, we go to school during the day, so the weekend is best. It's better for me to relax and gather my thoughts and recollect my thoughts. um, Danya said, "Hey Lou, hi Sharon, how you doing? Hey Nicole, Danya, Tara, Miranda, Original Lou is in the building. I am happy to hear that you are doing well. Thank you, Miranda. Yes, I'm doing well. I just wanted to stay out the way for a little bit because I feel like when you remove yourself like from YouTube for a couple of days and you come back, you refresh, you don't have nothing to answer to, you don't know nothing. It's like a 48-hour news story. It's there, it's gone. Hey Original Lou, how you doing? Come on in and hit that like button. Thank you. Thank you, Sharon. Good to hear your voice. I appreciate that. I'm glad that you ladies are here and gentlemen are here. If you're listening, I'm here. um, I was just before Lou hit. I hit the like before it started. Before I was looking on YouTube and it was yesterday, I believe. The basketball player Brittany Griner was sentenced to 9 years in prison. Ugh. In Russia, which is like a travesty. You know, that wasn't cool. That she got a. I don't know. I don't know how to cover that topic. I think that was blown out of proportion, with her being sentenced to 9 years in a Russia prison, 31 years old. I sort of, they showed a picture of her and her reaction when they sentenced her. She was in shock, which I would have been in shock also. You know, it's just kind of crazy that she is going to be serving 9 years for something that is considered nothing in America. I'm not going to sit here and go against Russia laws. I don't know their laws, but that crime is a little bit harsh, and it just goes to show you that no one really has freedom. Um, so that covers Brittany Griner sentenced to 9 years in a Russian prison, and they said on drug possession charges. I uh, I don't know what to say about that. If anyone have any thoughts about what's going on, or have any thoughts about her sentencing, feel free to drop it down below in the chat. But I've been doing good. I'm hanging in there. I'm still me. I recently went out. Well, not recently. What was it? I don't know. Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday. I went on. More countries have stiff drug penalties. Yeah, but they do have stiff drug penalties. But that just is the bullshit that we witness and from other countries. I just don't think that shit is okay for someone to be serving that much time for something so mediocre. Lawanda, hi Lawanda, hey Demi Spiritual, hi ladies, thank you for coming into the chat. I We was just discussing Brittany Griner's 9 year sentence. Well, 9 years is just that's a stiff penalty to me. Has anyone watched Locked Up Abroad? No, I haven't been watching it lately. Well, I haven't watched it in a year. I did turn on the TV yesterday and watch my favorite of all time. So once you come into this chat, you are in the chat and you are entering the lion's den, the mouth of a lion. And the mouth of this lion likes to tell her supporters what she like mostly rather than dislike. And I love Law and Order, the original series. So I just sat back and relaxed and I was in heaven watching all the old ones and I was just felt so good to turn the TV on and to just how you say it, close out the noise and just it was just a good feeling. Has it done? Yes, I have. It's some really uh, messed up prisons abroad. Yeah, it is. But love after lockup, lockup abroad. No, I don't. I wouldn't. No, I see me in the prison system is like watching stuff like that. I'll probably take a look, but it wouldn't be any interest of mine. But I have heard of it, and I've misread your comment. I'm think you talking about love after lockup, but no, I don't really watch prison stories or stuff like that. But feel free to share. You know, I don't really know about prison reform or I don't know what to say. So, Danya, since you brought up the topic, lead the way. But I did watch Law and Order. I felt really good watching TV. I haven't watched TV in like a year, completely a year. So it felt kind of good watching a show that I love the most. And Zachary, he don't watch TV, but he liked Law and Order. He liked the intro, the music. A lot of stories about drug trafficking. Yeah, okay, drug trafficking. I smudged my nail just to get off topic, but this is hot topics. I painted my nails a fuchsia pink, and I bought some lipstick to go along with it. Yeah, drug trafficking. Yeah, like listen, that I hear about it. I listen to it, and certain things pique my interest, and certain things don't. Let's see. Did you hear about the daycare provider and her husband messing with the children in her daycare? He's a police officer, right? And she shot his ass. She that justice was served. She did exactly what I would have done, or anybody else with a intelligent mind or working and functioning mind. You are a disgusting, filthy pig. You're touching and violating children. You think you're gonna walk around freely without consequences? I'm gonna give you something before your ass get the rest of what you what you deserve. That's insane. 9 years for a ride. Shaking my head like Boozy said, why the BP isn't on that front lines fighting for Brittany? It was a trade. It was a trade. I don't know how to explain it, but it was a trade. Uh, See, the thing about political issues is like everyone have their opinion and everyone have their biases and perspective and insight. So, like, I know that the trade and the deal just wasn't happen did not happen overnight. I know that they traded, but she had to plead guilty, you know, to that charge. Either way you look at it. So I would not have shot his ass. I would have. See, I'm misreading. I would have shot his ass too. Exactly. here we go. In my opinion, as an athlete in another country, she should not have gone against the law. I'm sure she knew it was illegal. That is a stiff penalty, and it seems unfair to us as Americans, but apparently, Russian law. I don't know if, but her listen. I don't. Her intentions wasn't illegal. She didn't intentionally bring those that vape. She had a vape pen. You know, they said that she was smuggling drugs. So either way you look at it, they labeled her. You know, I feel like maybe yeah I believe I think she lived over there, right? She lived over there in Russia. You know, I was looking at the case right now, but she did show remorse, and that she be sentenced to 9.5 years in jail. She apologized. She didn't. I just feel like the charges. I don't know. The sentencing was a little bit too harsh for me. It's not a. It's a vape pen. She didn't smuggle it in like they were trying to say. And I don't know. It, I don't. Right. She should have probably been a little bit more responsible. But when you look at the politics of it, she is a political prisoner. This is an American woman that has status in America, that is regarded as a great basketball player. It's all she is looked at right now is a political prisoner. And when people say things aside from that, that makes her even more of a political prisoner. She lived there have she lived there, should have known better. Right. But she's any way you look at it, if she lived there, if she just was past something, she is put up as a political prisoner. You know, if you since it's come amid since U.S. and Russia already have tensions going on between them. The sentence is harsh. Whether she smuggled it in or she knew better, the sentence is kind of harsh. But the bigger picture is right. She was sentenced. She did something that she wasn't supposed to do. Her intention was not to be malicious, but she is looked at now as a political prisoner. All right. I think everyone should just at least read deeply into the story, before we just pass judgment on this woman. Happy Friday, Queen Mary Kent. You know, um, Joe Biden made a statement. I know a lot of people want to come down hard on Kamala Harris, which they should, because she has done a lot of things that are in question. However, Russia laws is yeah. Look, last week CNN reported that Biden administration proposed a prisoner swap with Russia, offering to release a convicted Russian arms trafficker. So I've seen worse sentences for less in other countries. Drug smuggling is a major problem. I've seen worse sentences for less in other countries. My grandma always said if she had her way, she cut off pedophiles. Right, me too, and then feed it to they right. Right. I don't like pedophiles. I don't like sexual deviants. I don't like creeps. I don't like predators and that sexual nature going after and preying upon a child, an innocent child, violating the child rights. Absolutely disgusting. That should be the punishment for them. Because with Freestyle Friday, we don't hold no, we don't have no mercy upon anyone. Men that violate women in a sexual way, men that violate children in a sexual way and take their innocence from them or destroy who they are, cause trauma to them, they should be castrated. Yeah, your dick should be cut off, right? I think that would serve a purpose. Yes, I agree. The sentence doesn't match the crime. It doesn't. Pedophiles should be chemically castrated. Chemically, they dick should be cut off. They when they go to pee, they don't have nothing to pee with. I'm going harsher, like they went harsh on Brittany Griner. The punishment don't fit the crime. Well, this punishment will fit the crime of cutting a man's dick off when he violate a child or violate a woman and causing life trauma to those people. You know, To violate a woman like that in a sexual nature, to violate a child like that in a sexual nature, they should be castrated. And I agree with your, let me see who said that, Lawanda, grandmother. I agree with your grandmother. I agree with your grandmother. That's something that, you cut their shit off. What do they have left? Nothing. And their balls, or leave their balls, and they realize what they did. Well, they can't do it again because they don't have nothing down there. I really don't like pedophiles. I don't like sexual deviants. I don't like none of them. I don't like men that just men or whomever. If you're a man and you violated anybody in any way, that should be the penalty. That's how I feel about that situation. You know, chemical castration is legal. Cutting it off. So what? They should. I don't care about the chemical castration. That is not going to. I'm talking about cutting their shit off, like axe and all. You know, if Brittany Griner could get a harsh sentence for something so mediocre, why can't a man get his dick cut off with an axe? That will fit the crime. That would fit the crime in question. Chemical castration. No, with that seems a little bit too soft hearted for me. Axe his ass off. I'm just talking about. I'm just keeping it real. I don't have mercy on no one that violate another human in the most horrific way. And that's something that should be considered. A lot of people be like, oh well, I think pedophiles need what they say, help. No, there's no help for them. The only help they need and the only help they should receive at this point is to, how you say, castrate them. Like, you go with a cat. I don't know how, I forgot what you do to a cat. The same thing to a man. And that's just how I feel. And thank you for bringing that up in a topic about the Lou, about the daycare provider shooting her husband because he violated the children like that. You know, um, if I was a dictator, if I was authoritarian, probably I was a dictator in my old life. Probably I was a dictator in my old life. Definitely, I would be a real malicious dictator. Like Cleopatra. That's who I would be. She didn't hesitate to kill nobody, even though they had some incest going on. But that's back in the days where we can't identify. Chemical castration is legal. Cut that tongue off too, and that tongue, right? Just disable them, disarm them. Men, they think only one way. I to lead into that, because today is hot topics. We talk about anything you want. I was leading up to saying, I went on a breakfast date and with the 65-year-old. It was pleasant. It was nice. It was decent. We talked, because that's what I do. Yes, I agree. Castration fits the crime of a pedophile. It sure do. Yes, it does. And I'm not scared to say it. Some people be like, oh, they need to be rehabilitated. Right. That would save a lot of taxpayers' money. So castration is, let's vote for castration for pedophiles. You violated someone in the most horrific way. We're going to show you that there's no way you can commit a crime like this anymore. So I went on a date, a breakfast. We went to breakfast. He had eggs and grits and bacon, and I ordered the same thing to save an argument because I really wasn't hungry. And then the crazy thing is, we had fun. We was talking, we was chilling, like, because I'm a fun, chill girl until you mess with me. And we had fun. And he was decent. There is a great difference in our age. 23 years older than me, and I feel like I don't know. That could be someone I could have fun with, just to have fun. That could be someone that I could use as, now I'm not going to use him as relationship content, but I don't mind coming back and sharing what I've experienced with a 65-year-old man in detail, not in details, but just respectfully to the chat and the audience and the supporters, that I did go out on a date. It was nice. It was decent. It was laughable. It was enjoyable. And some countries still hang people. Well, they need to hang pedophiles. You know, good thing like America. I'm grateful to be an American. You know, we have so much freedom till we don't. I'm happy that we have our freedoms as an American, even though America has fucked a lot of people over, still doing it. You know, I don't really go into other country laws, you know, but I know that if they have, like, say for instance, I would not go to North Korea, not for even to step my foot in there and say I put my foot in, not even to throw my shoe inside of North Korea, because listen, what can you do? Anything you do, you may be held in jail for the rest of your life. You look at someone wrong, they're going to hold you probably in jail. So I'll be a little fearful of thinking or going into other countries with strict laws like that. You know, Brittany Griner was used as a political prisoner, and that's something that we should think about as Americans, how this world, America, functions and do trades and negotiate with other countries. Let's see. Hey Bronx. Hey Judy. I'm busy with the grandbabies. I wanted to say hi. Thank you, Judy, for saying hello. Hey Sherilyn. Sherilyn. Oh, happy hello, my beautiful Leo sister in chat. I really enjoyed my birthday. Happy birthday, Leo. Happy belated birthday, Leo. Thank you for sharing your birthday. You know, um, my husband was wait, wait, wait. Happy, but my husband was 20 years old and low maintenance. Really. Um, do I like older men? I do. It got to at least be 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, but I'll stop at 10. I think 10 years work for me. 15 is pushing it. 23, 24, 25 is like, okay, I think you should be filthy rich. I do like older men. Deborah Young. Um, North Korea ain't letting you know. If I had, I wouldn't go if they, even if they let me in, you know? Some people go in there on because of on business. Or, like, listen, fuck North Korea. That's all I gotta say. Fuck North Korea, fuck Russia. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and like do a history live on or social. Like, no, I'm not delving into Russia or North Korea. We just know, like, fuck Russia and fuck North Korea. That's just as simple as that. Um, do I like older men? Yeah, I do. He's 65. My husband was 20 years older, low maintenance. Listen, this man is 65 years old. I've known him ever since I was 24 years old. I dissed him then. He knew, like, I don't give a fuck if you had, excuse me, I don't care how much money you had or how much money you was flossing. That still did not interest me. Your money did not interest me. See, the thing is with women that use men for money, it's like short term. You know, I feel like you should be a long term sugar daddy. That's exactly what he would be in this day and age, and I wouldn't have a problem with walking with my sugar daddy. You know, so we have a little bit limits and shit. You know, he got besides, excuse me, he got besides himself. He came out his mouth towards me, and I took it with an L. I took it the L, and that's that. But you know, and men fashion, they always seem to apologize when they mess up. You know, I'm like, no, 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 no. Don't you dare apologize to me. You said what you said and you meant it. I'm going to take it and I'm going to preserve it. You know, yes, I like older men too. I do. He listen. I like this one. He's cool. We could talk. You know, he have his. You know, I think he's getting up there in age where he think he could say anything to anybody, and it's supposed to just rock. No, that's not me. That's not who I am. You know, most men, what they like about women, and this is the truth. I don't care if you unattractive, attractive, pretty, ugly, or whatever you may interpret, or how other people may perceive or interpret you. Men like women with confidence. You know, so when women see a woman like me with an older man, they're gonna automatically assume, oh, she using him for his money. What other reasons would I be dating a man that age, up there in that age for, if he didn't have no money? That's what I'm saying. I don't feel like he have enough money to be throwing insults at me. I like older men too, or my age 50. Okay, yeah. I think my age 50, I love men in their 50s. I do. But then I've been meeting men in their 50s and they just been a drab. They've been angry. They've been intense. They've been ugly. They've been angry. They just been damaged and broken. I'm like, where have y'all been? Because when I was in my 20s, I was dating men in their 50s. I ain't gonna lie. I know people like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So what? I don't care what you think. Not my supporters. My supporters don't judge me. They listen to me and they understand me. You know, back then, me viewing a 50-year-old man, I felt like I was on top of the world. Now, today, I would rather date someone in their 60s and have someone as my man in my 40s. I probably would have to be with somebody in their 40s, but I will always have an affection for men in their 50s, the good, decent ones. You know, the ones that are good in heart, good in nature, and I just I don't know. Men in their 50s are a beautiful thing. You know, imagine a woman in her 50s, even more beautiful. You know, I can honor that and I can recognize that. But yeah, with the 65-year-old, I feel like, listen, you need a little bit more money to satisfy me. I don't care about anything you say. You know, if you want to be a sugar daddy, have the money to be a sugar daddy. I can't be walking down the street with you and, you know, we just laughing and talking and there's nothing coming in. You know, I know that this man is known for having money, but, you know, I feel like, I just feel like I have to win him over because he don't know what angle I'm coming from, and I don't know what I know his angle. You know, he said he never been with a 42-year-old woman. He's 65. He date women close to his age, but he did say he had I'm sorry. He did say he had a friendship with a 38-year-old. And I asked him, why would you be involved with a 38-year-old? He couldn't even answer the question. He said, that's just my friend. Yeah, well, you know, I don't know if I want. I don't know. I can't sit there and judge him because I'm 41, be 42. I just feel like, you know, men, they don't have no shame. But he's cool. We could talk, and he is very mature, and I do like him. You know, we probably go back to back at each other's throats because I don't let nobody say anything they want to me. I let you say it once and maybe twice, but the third time is when you like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I am 58. I I am 58, so I like 50 and 60-year-old. Okay. Mm. 58 is a beautiful age. Go Leo. Yes. I like 50 and 60. Okay. That's not bad. 50 and 60. I've always dated older men. Yeah, I always dated older men. Ever since I was a woman in my 20s and my 30s. I have dated guys my age. It's, you know, but they had to be smart, just as me, or wise, or quick, or sharp witted. And that's hard to find. So when you date an older guy, that's what you expect. That's the only expectations I have of older men is to be smart and wise, you know, have a conversation to go and mentally challenge me. And that means a lot to me. We got a lot of negativity about our ages 32, 52. Really? You know you was gonna get a lot of negativity because they just don't see like the beauty in it. But yeah, when I was in my 20s, I dated guys in their 30s. I dated when I was 17 years old. I dated guys in their 20s, and probably I dated a guy in their 30s. You know, when I was in my 20s, I dated guys in their 30s and their 40s and their 50s. When I was in my 30s, I dated guys in their 50s. You know, I like older men. Older men, they you don't have to tussle with them too much. But this year, 2022, has taken something away from these men. You know, it's not the same as it used to be. You know, it's a lot of people that want to fall in love and they want the picket fence in the White House or whatever. Just generally speaking. I've always dated men older than me. My husband is 66 years old and I'm 53. That's a nice age. That's a real nice age. I like that age. You know? The only thing about me, 42 years old, dating a 65-year-old, I'm not even worried about the sex. The sex, I feel like, because I read that men, as they get older, the sex get better. I believe that the sex will be good. I have a high sex drive, and men don't. I don't know. They like sex, you know. So, um, you know, people will look at the optics of it. and say, oh, he's too old for her. No, 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 no. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. You know, as an older man, 25 years older, 23 years older than me, you supposed to provide something, not look for me to help you along the way. You know, and some people they'll judge, like, oh well, that's a sugar daddy. What else is he supposed to be there for if he's not a sugar daddy? I'm not even trying to be funny. You know, love don't come into play as soon as you meet someone. I'm 54 and will be 55 on the 19th, and my husband is 62. I'm 54. I will be. That's a beautiful. I'm 54. Okay, and I will. That's my niece's birthday, the 19th. But did I lose you? Did I lose it? Did I lose her? What I said? Okay, there you go. I'm 54 and I will be 55 on the 19th, and my husband is 62. That's beautiful. Shout out to the men in their 60s. This man looked good in his 60s. Really good. You said when you were 17, you dated men in their 20s, like 20s what? 20s, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. I dated men in their 20s. I dated, when I was 17 years old, I dated a man in his 30s. And I know some people are like, well, you know, that is too old, and then that's what is it? Statutory rape? No, not technically. Maybe we had sex, maybe we didn't, you know. But I always was mature and wise for my age, you know. So they thought they was talking to a grown woman, even though, yeah, of course, I still had childlike mentality and childish behavior. But I dated decent guys, not no fucking creeps like R. Kelly. Let's not get it twisted. Now, if a man's going to date a younger woman, I'm not talking about a teenager. I was 17 going on, whatever, 17 years old. If you want to be in your 20s and you want to date a woman with, according to the Quran or the Bible, whichever it may be, which I don't read neither one, your husband is supposed to be 15 years older than you. See the difference between dating a man that's older and a man dating a woman that's younger. He's supposed to take care of her. He's supposed to provide for her. He's supposed to show her comfort and warmth and love her. You know, and that's what I experienced. That's why I started loving older men. I didn't just jump out the gate dating older men. I had guys when I was like 15 years old, my age. You know, I just was more attracted to older men. They have something to bring to the table. They're supposed to have something to bring to the table. Hi, Elaine. How are you? Sherilyn, thank you. You know, so yeah, I listen. And then we're going to get into it. You know, I have done things in my 20s that a lot of people frown upon, but I don't have no regret. I don't have no shame. In my 20s, I'd have a conscience. In my 20s, I didn't care. Like I don't care now what people say. You know, in your 20s, you're not supposed to have a conscience. You're not supposed to consider anybody feelings. That's supposed to be the most selfish time of your life, and that was a selfish time of my life. You know, that's the first time I heard a man should be 15 years older. Really, that's the first time you're hearing a man is supposed to be 15 years older than your wife. And what is it? Is it the Quran? So when I was in my 20s, I dated guys. I probably even dated married guys, married men. That's not like I was going out there looking for them. I have met a married man, and you know the point of dating. It's not. Listen, I'll let me just respectfully to the chat who's married. I just want you to listen to me and just listen to my perspective as a 20-year-old dating or probably just mixing and mingling with a married man. Now, when you're in your 20s and you're dating a married man, there's no strings attached. You know, this I'm not considering a wife. I don't want you to leave your wife. We're not going to talk about your wife, but you are telling me that you are married. You know, you're only here for just company, and that's all it is. You know, and a lot of people would say, well, you know, oh, what type of person are you dating a married man? I wasn't a prostitute. I wasn't going out there looking for married men. I have had a rendezvous or interaction with a married man. I don't want no married man. No, sorry, hell no. But in your 20s, you wouldn't consider someone else's feelings because you know that this married men do cheat. Don't be fooled. They do cheat. They seek something that they don't get at home. It's just for thrill. And at 20 years old, I'm sorry, ladies in the chat that I love, my supporters who's married, who shared that they are married with me. I appreciate that. And I'm being honest with you. I have dated a married man in my 20s. In my 30s, I dated a married man, but it was nothing it wasn't serious. Right, Bronx girl. My husband is a provider. He pretty much loved me and spoiled. Right. You know, that's the reason why a woman should date an older man. But I'm not sitting up here saying to any woman in the chat that, oh, please go ahead and date a married man. No, I'm not doing that. I'm just saying in my 20s, I didn't have a conscience. I didn't care. It's not like, oh, I wanted to ruin a home. It's not like the husband wanted to ruin his home. He just wanted something, a thrill, a cheap thrill. And when I say a cheap thrill, okay, married men, they cheat, they go back home to their wives. There's no reason for me to say, oh, I'm trying to influence a married man to leave his home. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying married men do cheat. Um, there's something that they look for that they're not getting at home. I don't know what it is, and I wasn't trying to get to the point of it. The first guy I ever dated that was older, he told me, I was in my 20s and he was in his 50s, and we never, I don't know, did we have sex? No, I don't think we had sex, because he was I don't know, kind of like all over the place, and I had my discretion. He said, there is no 50-50 in a relationship. He taught me that from when I was in my 20s. um he taught me that in my 20s. And who are we to judge? Oh, thank you. I don't feel married men always cheat for sex. Sometimes it's attention and ego stroking. Well, the ego stroking and attention comes with sex. That's a 20-year-old probably you married and you sleeping with a married man in his 40s or 50s. That attention that he's getting, he's just not going to sit there and talk to me because of the attention and ego stroking. He's looking for sex, and that's just how it played out most of the time. And when I say most of the time, I'm not going to say it was often. I'm not going to say it was a majority of the time. Probably once or twice. I probably in my 20s. I'm not going to say probably. I have slept with a married man. It's not like I was looking for them. They did tell me I was married, and guess what? I was at that age to decipher or judge myself and my actions. Do I want to go on like with this? But the thing is, if you sleep with a married man and you have a conscience, you don't need to be doing that. I'm sorry. In my 20s and my 30s, I kicked it. Thank you. Enjoyed all my everything. But a married man, 14 years older, it was about stability at that point. What you mean, Judy? That's a good point. In my 20s and 30s, I kicked it. Right. My 20s was the best time of my life. I'm not going to even compare myself to these 20-year-olds today, but these 20-year-olds today are totally different from 1980s babies. If you're a 1980s baby, then you had a great life, so to speak. If you are 1980s baby, you had the 20s. You lived out your 20s. Those was the best times of my life. I'm not going to even lie. In my 30s, I was feeling myself. I was really feeling myself. I had Zachary at 34. I calmed down. I was like, damn, I've slowed down. Nobody could stop me but a baby. But married a man 14 years old. All right, right. Yes, it's about stability. 14 years older, 15 years older. Because you know what? That man that's 15 years older than you is supposed to provide everything that women seek. Okay? Here we go. In my late 20s, I dated an older Italian man who was married. We never had sex. He just enjoyed my company and spoiled me rotten. Really? Listen. Some men are different. Hey, Leo girl. Most men, listen, men are different. I know. I know all married men is just trying to probably get away for a night. And I would never ever try to break up no one's home. I would never ever try to influence a married man to leave their wife and their children. I understood that was just like a rendezvous, a fling. Because if you sleeping or dating a married man and you have a conscience, like Amy Fisher, she was dating a married man and she almost tried to take out his wife. That was a little bit psychotic on his part, misleading that woman, that girl, that child. I didn't have that's not the type of guys I was talking to. They made me feel special too. The money, I just felt like that was just a little bit too much of a role I had to play. Like, it's not even a mistress. I like money. You want to spend time with me. You want to enjoy my company. So you're not going to sit in my face for free at all. And I know a lot of people today age, they look and they frown upon women because a woman has her right and her choices. So they judge a woman based on her experiences. I'm I'm sharing my experiences. This is no way in shape, form, or fashion to how you say it, give out any advice. You know, People gonna draw their conclusions anyway. I bet you a lot of women in their 20s that was born in their 80s that's on here that do content cannot say that they had a popping 20s. In your 20s, that's the best time that should be in your life when you're free, you're young, and you have nothing, well, not to lose because I had children. But that was just a fun time for me. I don't sit back and have no regret at all. I don't have no regret. I don't have no regret. I was born in the 70s. Oh, that's my favorite fashion year, the 60s and the 70s. I love the fashion of the 70s and the 60s. That's just me. That's my style. That's my spirit. By the time I was approaching 40, I was ready to settle down, happy, but I wanted someone financially stable. Right. Now's a different time in your 40s. I feel like women in their 40s now want their more independence. Excuse me, sorry. They seek their independence more now because men are not the same. Hey, Karen. Hi. And I was telling my friend, my 65-year, I'm like, you think all men are the same. Yeah, y'all are. Little do you know. And I know a lot of women be like, well, that's not true. It is true. Most men have a lot of similarities. Most men have a lot of things in common when it comes to treating and taking care of a woman. If all men was the same, then all men wouldn't. If all men wasn't the same, then they wouldn't get cursed out because they are born with stupidity that they can't get rid of. It's just a disease that they have, stupidity. They hinge on it. The burden lies on them, and that's not to say that they're not good people. Men are assholes. We know that. They know that. They don't want to come to that term. They don't like that term asshole, but most men, majority of men are assholes. Okay? I just feel like in my 40s, it's totally different. I am free and I'm comfortable in making the decisions that I have made, especially me knowing that I don't want to get married. I feel like I know if I want to get married, I feel like the man has to be filthy rich. Not filthy rich, but he has to have a great income coming in. I'm not going to marry poor. Ain't that much love in the world. I don't love nobody that much or wouldn't ever love anybody that much to say I love him because I love him. Sorry, that's just me. Men were fighting over me in my 20s, and I mean fist fight. I always had two boyfriends. See, I never, I never had like boyfriends to say, fight over me because I was always honest. Like, mm-mm. Men do fight, they do get jealous, but I'm not going. Like I've told plenty of men, and every man that I know knew how to fight. Like I'm like I don't stick around for fights. I'm not going to watch you fight, so don't even start any trouble. But no, I never had like boyfriends fight over me because I always kept it 100. Like, and I wouldn't even be that person to have them in the same room or in the same space because I don't like chaos and confusion. Like at the end of the day, after they fight, they still have their distorted thoughts. I didn't tell them to fight. It doesn't matter. I still wouldn't want that type of responsibility. Like that's something that turns me on. I don't like that fighting for what? Not no men fighting over no woman. That just shows how weak you are and how weak you can become. It just goes to show how weak men are, whether they want to accept it or not. Any man fighting over woman, any woman fighting over man, that's a weakness. I would never fight over a man. Sorry, I'm too cute for that. I'm enjoying your content. Thank you, Sharon. Listen. I had a minor setback. I want to refresh myself. I think in between. I gather my thoughts because I want to bring a different, broad perspective to the chat. Everyone's opinions. I have sons. I wouldn't want my children fighting over no woman. These days and times, you fight over a woman, it's deadly. It ends in deadly violence. I have known people to fight over others and it ended in deadly violence. That's why I have a problem with that. Men fighting over women. Men, they don't sleep too well at night when they don't clear their conscience. They probably, oh, I fought for this, I fought for you. Okay, even if you didn't tell me to fight, now he wants to have an problem with you. Let me tell you something. My father, he watched the ID channel, Deadly Women. He snapped. Everything that got something to do with killing a spouse or a spouse killing something, he watches. And it's enjoyable to him. I watched some too. Some of them have been so interesting. The ones I watch is where the women kill the men for the life insurance policy. I'm like, damn, shit. I wouldn't go that far, but it's a thought that crossed my mind. I was always independent, own my own home at 35. I worked hard but hustled harder. I was not going to settle for any man that didn't have more than me for a 1K. Exactly. I feel like now if a man, he come and I work at McDonald's and he say you cute and you sexy and I love that, my father do too, and you see that I'm struggling, don't say nothing to me. Right. That exactly. That is, he don't, he like, you see these women, he be having me rolling, especially when the women killed the husband. I mean, those stories be so good. Like, I don't watch them all, but if I sit there and watch him, I be so in tune. And I'm like, damn. And I have my thoughts in the back of my head, like, would I kill my husband like that? Would I do it in that way? I don't know. I probably do it a little bit softer, but these women don't care. Yeah, and with a man, I feel like he's supposed to provide. Of course, a woman is supposed to bring something to the table in this day and time. But I don't feel like any man, I don't care who you are, back me up in the corner and shoot your opinions in the chat in the audience, the audience, whomever. If you are a visitor, just listening in and you have something to say, you are free to say it. That's what we're here for. We don't discriminate. We're not prejudiced. We are open-minded. Me, to a degree, I am learning to open up a little more and honor everyone's opinions. I just feel like a man should have a little bit more than a woman. Since you are the provider, since there are so many things that women have to do to make you happy, men are the hardest people to make happy. That's how I feel. Look, wait, and it do be true too. He be sitting. I'm telling you, they have so many different channels. I mean, not channels, but shows, programs around the ID channel. You don't know how and which one to be invested in. Like, if I come in a room and he watching, I just sit there and watch it. I'm like, damn. Hi, hey Christine. My mom watch all that. She don't trust nobody. Exactly. He don't trust nobody either. Hey, Danya, I love the ID channel. My husband teased me and asked, are you taking notes? Right. You got to take notes. It's perfectly said. Absolutely. I bought ass, dinner, and pretty face. Right. Right. You know what I mean? So I feel like men, they sit there and they want all the makings of a beautiful woman, but they're not willing to put that work in. Not at all. Hi, Carolyn. How you doing? They're not willing to put that work in. I feel like, you men require a lot of attention. You just don't have the money to keep That attention. I feel like a lot of people are like, well, it's not about money. It's not what it's about. Not in this day and time. It's totally different. If you are married and you've been married for a long periods of time, I honor that and I respect that. I think people that are married now in this day and time and they have been married for 10 years or longer, I'm going to say 10 years. Sorry. 10 years or longer, 7 years or longer, you are supposed to be married. You are with the person you're supposed to be with. Married couples, I feel like if anyone is thinking on the level I'm thinking on, or have the same insights and perspectives that I have about marriage, you're supposed to marry your soulmate. Your soulmate is your best friend. Even though that's your best friend, your soulmate, you don't have to tell them everything, but you are comfortable enough to sit back and just tell them what's bothering you and they accept that. That's the person you're supposed to be with. I haven't found nobody like that ever. I thought I did, but when push comes to shove and the hard work is supposed to come into play, no, they don't want to put that hard work in. And I'm not going to fight for somebody or even try to attempt to fight for someone that's not going to even put the footwork in. That's what I got to say. My friend watched all that stuff 24/7 to the point her 4-year-old said, Mom, I don't want to watch dead people. Look, Zach be watching Law and Order sometimes. He like the theme music, but I understand about the 4-year-old. I was watching a Lifetime movie with Niecy Nash. She said she used to watch Lifetime so much when she used to take her daughter to her grandmother's house. Her daughter used to tell her grandmother about the Lifetime movies, and the grandmother said, "Stop having that baby watch those movies." So Niecy Nash, she played that movie she did in with the girl that was kidnapped. That was a good movie. I love Niecy Nash. She did that. Like she played that role to the fullest. Shout out to Niecy Nash. Okay, hey Bronx and chat. I'm working but listening from the bushes. Feel good to hear some calm after a long week with YouTube streets. Thank you, Chocolate 47. Stand up, New York City. New York City is in the building. Okay, Bronx, New York City, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Harlem, Queens, and Staten Island. We in here. I've been married for 24 years. We are each other best friend. I'm married at 26. See? That's who you're supposed to be with, Lasagna. That is your best friend. That is your soulmate. That is someone you have connected with. That is something special. I appreciate married people. I respect married people. I honor married people because married people look different to people like me. Like that is beautiful, the union they have between them. You know? Maybe when I'm in 45, I'll probably get married. But you already know it takes a lot for me to get married. I'm not going to marry you because I love you. I'm not going to marry you because I like you. I'm going to marry you because I want to be with you for the rest of my life. I want to marry you because I am willing to wake up to you every day, which I probably won't. You have your house, I have mine. You have the key, I have the key. That's the type. That's my conditions. I'm sorry. If my husband was to go broke tomorrow, I wouldn't leave him. But he got 6 months to find a job and he just retired. No, you and your husband, y'all relax. Let him retire. And then I bet y'all gonna get to know each other. You already know this, Judy, because you're married to him. Y'all definitely gonna love each other more because it's just you and him or whomever. I don't know if I would leave my husband if he go broke. But if he was sitting around lounging around trying to like make excuses for why he don't have a job, I'm leaving you. I'm going to search for another husband. Right, Bronx girl, my husband's best friend. We are going on 18 years of marriage. Congratulations to your 18-year marriage. It's just like I feel like I go hot and cold. I like you today, I don't like you tomorrow. Now if the 65-year-old was my age, I'd probably fall in love with him. Even though he had said something stupid to me to get me not upset, but he thought he was going to get me upset. We was talking about something and he didn't like something I said. So he's like, you are nothing but a plain woman. I'm like, what the fuck? What is a plain woman? And so in my head, I'm like, oh, he want a response. I was like, F you. And that's all I said. And he was like, F me. That's what he said. F me. You said this twice. Bye-bye. And he hung up. I hung up. A couple of minutes, out, 30 minutes later, he calling me apologizing. Why are you apologizing? You said what you wanted to say. I heard what you said. I considered what you said, And I feel like men like that say shit like that, oh, you're a plain woman, they don't know what they be talking about. If I'm a plain woman, if I'm a glamorous woman, if I'm a high value woman, if I'm a low value woman, if I'm a gutter woman, if I'm a hood woman, either way, can you afford me or can you not afford me? You put your money where your mouth is. This is how I treat men that think that they have like superiority over a woman. He called me late on that night apologizing. I mean, why are you apologizing? Don't apologize. He said, because you are a good girl. No, I am a good girl. That's the level you should keep me at as a good girl. I'm a good girl, I'm a bad girl, and I have a dark side. He's like, you have a dark side? I said, yeah, I have a dark side. Yeah. If you want to walk into uncharted territory, be my guest. He called the next day and apologized. I'm like, listen, let's move on. You said what you said. Now you got to deal with the consequences. And that's how we want to leave that. By the way, we're both Gemini's, Bronx. Oh, that's nice. I love Gemini men, but I hate May Geminis. I'm not going to lie. I used to, Ice Cube, you already know. That was the love of my life. I was in love with him. The only man I ever loved, been in love with. He hurt my heart. But I still love him from afar. I still look at him like, damn, I love Ice Cube. That's the type of man that I feel like I could be myself with. I could let loose with. Now, the 65-year, I could be myself, and he respects that. And that's something to show that men do have a conscience and men do have a brain. I'm not giving no key. I'll give it when needed. Nah, if we marry, you gotta have a key. If you my man, nah, you're not walking in here anytime. But if we marry, you gotta have a key to my house. I have the key to your house. That's how I feel like about that. Let me see. I'm a Gemini and my husband is Libra. Also, y'all are highly compatible. Highly. Hey Lou, stick around, Lou. I got something to show. I didn't hear it say marry. Yeah, I'm not getting. You listen. Yeah, if we marry, he gotta have a key, and I'm like, oh shit, you've been here for 4 days. Don't you think you should go home? Lock the door behind you. I'll talk to you later. I'm at his house. Don't you think you've been here for a little bit too long? You've been here a week, Leela. A week. You don't even let me stay at your house for 4 days, and I'll leave. Thank you for kicking me out. I just wanted you to kick me out. You can't do what I do. I'm 8 days older than him. Listen, LaWanda, that is a perfect matching. I'm not gonna lie. That's a perfect matching. My husband is a Cancer and I'm a Sagittarius. Really? You dealing with Queen Mary Kent. One day you could share your story. Cancer men, I dated all signs. I dated every horoscope there is. I don't like Virgos. My father's a Virgo. He's different. I hate Pisces with a passion. And that's not to be funny. Capricorns, the only thing me and Capricorns probably have in common is the sex. That's it. I don't know. I'm not going to go into the horoscopes, the zodiacs, but I'm 8 days older than him. Okay. Yeah, that's a perfect match. I used to really love Geminis until, one spoiled the whole bunch. And we're not talking about my baby Ice Cube. I love Ice Cube. I was in love with him, but now I love him. I'm no longer in love with him. I'm a Sag too. Represent the Sag is in the building. Danya is a Sag also. Danya is a Sag also. Yes, complete opposite. Yeah, so my son is sleeping. I told him I was going to do a live broadcast. He slept through this whole broadcast. I just feel like with this relationship content, it's going to be a little bit more intense. People are gearing up, they grinding their gears to bring the best content possible just to keep the viewers' attention, because the relationship sector is kind of hard and it's cutthroat also. YouTube all over is cutthroat. But the relationship sector is totally different. It's different from like the reaction sector. It's just more work It includes more research. You have to bring your A game. And that's what I'm going to do if my audience allows me. Yes, I'm a Sagittarius as well, very demanding. I love Virgos, Aquarius, and Aries. I can't stand Pisces, Scorpio, Capricorn. Scorpios and me are, yeah, Capricorns, ugh. Scorpios, okay. Pisces, I can't stand Pisces men. That psycho that I met a week ago is a Pisces, and I should have known. I told him, you know, I should have said to him, "You got a death sentence talking and walking up to me." But I didn't do that because I'm a nice person. He gets on my damn nerves at times, and I'm sure I get on his, but I wouldn't trade him for nothing. Um, Look at all the Sag in the house. Represent to the Sag. Danya, Danya's a Sag, and if you haven't checked out Danya page, go check her page out. Danya, Sag in the building. Danya, what about Sag? I would date a Sag. You know what I like about Sagittarius men? Sagittarius men let you be who you are. I think they give you their freedom. Your freedom, excuse me, they don't suffocate you. They allow you your space. The perfect man for me is the man that would give me my space. Okay? And say, Bronx girl. And he probably he probably like, oh, I gotta call you Bronx girl now. Yup, that's my brand. Bronx girl, you could do, I know you want to go hang out with your friends and go hang out with your friends and call me later. I know you're going to have a good time with your friends. I know you're a stuck up, conceited chick. Yeah, right. Get on the dance floor. I'm dancing with every man in the house, but I'm not going home with none of them. Right. I'm sorry. My ex is a Pisces. Rest his souls, but he was a butthole. Yeah, they are off the hook. Only thing me and Pisces and most men that I don't like have in common is sex. The men that no strings attached. I roll well with men with no strings attached until we work something out. That's what you call working on a friendship. No strings attached. I'm not questioning you, but I'll question if you bring up something like, "Oh, I went on a date with this girl." I'm like, "Okay," but when you start getting into details and shit, I'm like, you got the wrong sister. If you want to call me that, but don't call me no sis, because I don't want to engage in conversation with you talking about another woman. It's not about jealousy. It's just that I'm not interested. You may say little things. Oh, I went on a date. It was nice. Okay, cool. That's it. That's all. I have to have space too. You know. My son is a Scorpio. He can be nice and then go cold. Yeah, they are hot and cold, and they very mysterious. I tried the Sag man. He ended up in a friend zone. Um, my oldest son dad is a Pisces. Forgot to say I'm a Scorpio. Oh, you a Scorpio? It's not wrong with Scorpios. I just don't want to date a Scorpio man. Zachary father's a Scorpio. We had good times when we first met, and then it just died down. He thought I was a little bit too self-centered, selfish, self-absorbed. I am. Shit. But it's not hurtful and it's not harmful. Let me see. Back to work. I have a great weekend. Thank you, uh, Demi. Have a great weekend. Absolutely correct about Sagman. My person is a Sag as well, and he is very laid back. Yeah, I like Sagman. Fire signs go with fire signs. I think Sag men, with even with Sag men, they have a lot of women, and you won't even know they have a different family at all. That's how quiet they become with their personal life. So I don't know. I can't, but I do judge all men. Shit. That's what you're supposed to do. Now, I know that this is a Friday and people are just tuning in. If you just tuning in, I appreciate you. I do have something to show. Cause Lou, are you still in here? Let me know, Lou, if you're still in here. I gotta, cause I finished out my oh boy, I finished out. Excuse me. I finished out my Beanie Baby collection because it was inspired by Leo Girl and Bridget. You know, when I started this page, they wasn't a part of it, but when I told people to go subscribe, they subscribed. And when I was closing up Bronx Girl, Thank you, Lou. Stick by. When I was closing up Bronx Girl and bringing Bronx Girl to a conclusion forever, and I went over to Alter Ego Perspective, which we are here now. Uh, Leo Girl and Bridget was the first ones there. Have a great. Thank you. Wait, y'all have a wonderful weekend. My grandbaby's on the way back from the park. Happy. Have a great weekend. Hi, grandbabies. Have a great weekend. So, Lou, you here? Some other people's not here, but I'll take a picture and I'll post it on my community post because I'm bringing the Beanie Babies to a halt. I'm closing up the series. Beanie Babies are expensive, and to show my appreciation for my supporters that have been down with me from day one. Especially, it's inspired by Leo Girl and Bridget. And without further ado, I'm going to let me see if I got okay, yeah. So I have a new I have new Beanie Babies. This one right here is Make It Make Sense. Make It Make Sense. I had her right here before, but we downgraded this to India. India, this is not about you. Red lipstick lady, this is not about you. We downgraded her. She's the outcast. See? Now go back in the corner. So this one right here is Make It Make Sense. Make It Make Sense is a very wise woman. She has give great words of wisdom. She has supported me, and she never strayed away from me. So I appreciate her. Make It Make Sense. This is Danya. Do you see? There go Danya right there. Danya is a panda. I feel like when I pick out the Beanie Babies, it's the people that look not close to them, but I could see them in the Beanie Babies. Now, let's bring this to the front. I'm gonna push Danya back. I'm gonna push I still got my elephant there. This is Lou. See Lou? And this is her daughter, Lou Rao. It's a match. Lou and Lou Rao. This is Lou and Lou Rao. That's a match. Mother and daughter. Laurel is a sweet little girl. I've spoken to her before. She came on a live broadcast, and I thought of her in the most decent way. So there go Lou and Laurel. Now, this is, if y'all don't know, listen, y'all need to, I'm going to go over it once because I'm going to do a giveaway, and I might have a quiz on the Beanie Babies. So here we go. That is Candace. This is Candace, the mod, my only mod, from day one, my true mod, And this is Tawana. Hi, Tawana. So this is Tawana. And this is a new addition to the family. This is SK. That's SK. Me and SK had disagreements, but SK is a real one. She say hi, she check up on me, and she's a true and genuine supporter. So SK, that's for you. This is your Beanie Baby. And of course, this is Bridget, the fox. This is Leo Girl. What is this? A tiger? I say tiger. And this is our downgrade. She's still lonely. I'm sorry. We'll come back to you at a later date. Okay, there go Leo Girl, Bridget, and Tawana. There go SK. And there go Tawana and Candace, my mod. And there go Lou. Shout out to Lou and Laurel. There you go. A matching team, matching Beanie Babies. And there go, oh, wait. Oops, sorry. Oh my gosh. I've dropped Lou. I dropped Laurel. And this is Danya. And this is Make It Make Sense. And that brings me to a close with the with the Beanie Babies edition. So I want y'all to just, we know who this is. Give a dog a bone. We're going to forget about this woman. She's still going to try to be in our clique. And we're going to give her a nice send-off. And the Beanie Baby edition. Please, look, there go my little Nicki Minaj perfume. I'm about to close this up. My Nicki Minaj perfume smells so good. So good. There you go. And let me set it up because I'm going to close it out. I want everyone to have a good Friday. Have a great weekend. I tried to put this one. Look at this one trying to get in the crew. Ugh, you stay away from us, you evil dictator, hoe ass slut. Okay, there we go. See, thank you, ladies. I think this little peasant is asking for forgiveness. Hey, look, my camera went out. Okay, there you go. Please forgive me. I would do anything to get in the crew. What do you say, ladies? Hell no, we don't like that hoe. We just don't like her. Okay? Turn around and tell her to kiss your ass. That's it. That's all. Tell her what you want to tell her, Danya. Tell her this is the time. This is your last time. Listen to me, little old freaking lady. You whore that wear the red lipstick. I don't like you. Okay. Please. Danya. Please forgive me. Jump her. Danya, leave her alone. She's an itty bitty peasant. Please get back to your spot. Okay. Okay, Danya. I had to separate them. I don't want no catastrophe, okay? No catastrophe. I'm gonna bring this to a halt. I just want to say thank you to everybody that came by this chat and showed up and showed out. That's what matters to me most. I will be back Monday with brand new content. Well, not brand new content, but different topics. I appreciate everyone. Starting Monday, I'll be dropping a link. We're gonna gather together and we're gonna get this show popping. Um, I appreciate y'all so much. I love y'all so much. Thank you for listening to my insight and my perspective. And I just love you for listening. Okay. You know, one day we'll do skits with the Beanie Babies, but I think I'm gonna put the Beanie Babies in a special basket and put it on my wall and just show everyone that they still here. Thank you, ladies. I love y'all. Thank you for making me feel special and thank you for just supporting me. Um, I couldn't have a better audience and a better support group. Don't let me get all teary eyed, okay? I'm a tough woman. I don't cry. But no, thank you for listening to my insight and my perspective. Have a great weekend. See you Monday. Monday, Monday, Monday. Thank you, Chocolate 47. Represent. Tell your coworkers they are more than welcome to come in here and jump and gang up on me. I know colleagues and coworkers do that. Tell them 47. Tell them. Thank you, ladies.